And we are live. It's a go, a G-O. What's up, Hump Day? Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. My name is Darrell Arnold. We are unleashed. We are uninhibited. We are unapologetic. And we are live on the radio at 104.3 FM, The Pirate. But we're also restreaming to YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and lots of different Facebook pages. Get Unleashed Promotion, Get Unleashed Media, at Darrell Arnold MS, and etc. Thanks again for joining me on this hump day. A lot going on just since I talked to y'all like 40 hours ago. It never, ever stops, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the most bizarre times in my life, for sure. And we keep a smile on our face, but we also keep up with what the hell's going on. We do our best to do that for you. Our sponsors for the show, you can text me 601 918 8409, 601 918 8409. It is the text line sponsored by Cypress Point Resort. That's cypresspointms.com. cypresspointms.com. Thanks again. On a hump day. We're live on Restream too. Yeah, I said that. I did. I said it and I'll say it again. If you are joining the show and you want to jump in the chat on Facebook or whatever, please feel free to do so. Good morning to Melody Deadman already checking in, and so many more. I try to get to them as quick as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Quick as possible. Ah, well, so there was a extended indefinitely ceasefire put out by Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, last night on Tuesday, April 21st. So nobody went over there to meet the crooked criminal Hezbollah terrorists who are basically taking over the whatever you think the government is over there, you're wrong. It's not a government like here. It's not. It's 30-40% ran by terrorists. They control everything, including the leadership. And whatever's left of the leadership is them. Anyway, indefinite ceasefire. And then overnight, after I went to sleep last night, apparently they also shot at or hit a couple of vessels overnight, which is daytime there. So who freaking knows at this point what these foolish people are going to do? They hate us. They kind of hate everybody. They don't just hate Americans. I mean, we say that all the time because it's true. But they do hate everybody else as well, almost. I think they hate everybody unless it's people from their own country. But that's where we are in the country. That's where we are. We also have a lot of big events coming up locally with music, concerts, events, just great things going on that'll make you smile instead of think about all the drama and, quite frankly, trauma. So stand by for all that. We'll be discussing some of those events this morning. We also will be talking about some new sponsorships coming at you soon. We'll be talking about Mississippi Coding Academies, ladies and gentlemen. Your ticket, okay, to jump in the workforce with AI, cybersecurity, robotics. These classes don't cost a dime. It's the next program brought to you by MS Coding Academies around the state of Mississippi. MSCoding.org. mscoding.org. We'll be talking with one of the directors from MS Coding soon on the podcast or the radio show, or both. So stick around for that as well, ladies and gents. 6:37 a.m. Wednesday, April 22nd. Josh Jolly, the man from Philadelphia, Mississippi, will be performing acoustic show tonight at the tavern located at Cypress Point Resort. Of course, it is Wednesday night. Of course, tomorrow night, bike night. We always do the biggest and the best with all kind of giveaways, food specials, drink specials. It all happens at bike night, Cypress Point Resort. Brian Jones, Don Grant providing the music tomorrow night, which will be April 23rd. And on Friday night, the Matty Cole Band live at Cameron's Garage. You don't want to miss that. You just don't. Matty Cole Band is doing special things nowadays. Really big things. You want to come out and check them out. Saturday night, Cody Harvey Band will be back at Cameron's Garage. You don't want to miss that either. We'll have a Sunday Funday special with Josh Journey and Blake Carroll on Sunday afternoon, 3:30. And in the tavern this weekend, Joseph LaSalle. Joseph LaSalle. You know him. You know him. He's been around a minute or three. Come out. That's also in the tavern on this coming Friday night. Chad Wesley will be in the tavern on Saturday night, 6:30 to 9:30 as well. So here we are. Here we are. We were taking a look at some birthdays. You know, I put up happy birthday to everybody that's on my list every day. And if I miss it, it's happy belated birthday. So if I missed you, it's happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. And one more thing before we get really, really going. This coming Saturday, April 25th at Trustmark Park in the North Side parking lot, like last year with Brad Michaels. This year it is American Idol's one and only and superstar Chris Daughtry will be headlining the show. Opening the show will be featuring Hinder. This is a free concert, y'all. Free concert. Gates open at 5:30 p.m. Hinder performs at 7 p.m. Chris Daughtry follows Hinder at approximately 8:45 p.m. And again, the key word to this is free. Who in the heck doesn't want to go to a free rock concert? Right? Right. Somebody messaged me and said, no way this is real. Yes, it's for sure real and it's for sure free. Be there. Be there or be square. All right. The Pool Guy LLC. Party Marty. All your pool needs. You know, it's that time of the year. You better get that pool worked on right now, rolling into summer. Check out the Pool Guy LLC on social media and Facebook. I'm so tired of John Thune. Calls himself a Republican. And, you know, most of the country wants the Save America Act. They want voter ID. They want all that. We've talked about this until we're red, blue, and yellow in the face. But Representative Andy Ogle says that John Thune is deliberately stalling the Save America Act. Why the hell would he be doing that? So that it will not take effect until after the midterms. This is not a good idea, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. He's running the clock out. I'm telling you, this is not, remember I said this, it is not a good idea. It's going to backfire, and this whole country is going to be taken over by Democrats. They're going to nuke the heck out of the filibuster. They're going to ruin everything, just like they tried to do last night in Virginia. And they succeeded, uh, unless the Supreme Court knocks it down. They succeeded last night by redistricting, gerrymandered on purpose, a straight knock against Trump, no matter the feelings of their rural communities or the rest of their state. 10-1 ratio Democrats now. 10-1. I mean, can we say cheating in the face of the American people and the Virginians? That's all it is. After their horrible governor ran as a moderate and pretended like she wouldn't do something like this. And then, of course, as soon as she got in office, bam, bam, socialist, communist, far left lunatic.
For you. And so
far left lunatic. This is going to continue, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't care. All they care about is getting Trump out. All they care about is punishing the American people if you voted for Trump, or even if they think you did, even if you didn't vote for Trump.
a job to do, one that I'm doing for you. And so we have passed it. We've passed it twice. I would tell the speaker, or will tell the speaker, that if we have to, let's pass it again. And to show the American people that the House is working for Americans, whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent, whether you're black, white, or brown, we've heard you. You want this, and we've gotten it done for you twice. And by George, let's do it again. And let's keep doing it again until the Senate gets off their butts and gets it done. Now, what I think is going to happen, I think Thune is running out the clock. I think ultimately they will take it up. But what will happen is it'll be too late to implement it for the midterms, which again makes absolutely no sense. I can even begin to ponder why that's a good strategy. I think it's stupid. He's got the bill. He's got the will of the American people. Senator Thune, pass the Save America Act. Boom.
Yeah, boom. Boom. Well, we should dive deep in why Senator Thune is not doing anything. Who's paying him off? What's he doing this for? Will John Thune go down as a Benedict Arnold type figure to the Republic? Okay, why? And one day, I may not be around, but will he be accountable for what he's done if your country and my country fails? I don't know. I don't know. I do know that Senator Thune has been a major failure as a Senate Majority Leader. Should be removed. I've been saying that forever now. And until Republican senators start losing their jobs, nothing will change. Post it every day. We also should be posting every day that Americans in this country want term limits. That's what we want. Look at Benny Thompson in Mississippi, 35 plus years. Look at him. Look at all of them. Lindsey Graham. These are Republicans too. Lindsey Graham. Mitch McConnell. Come on, you guys. But I do know that ruining your career. So, hey, Alex in the game Jeopardy, did you have Senator Leader John Thune ending his career for being a coward and ignoring 89% of the American people? I don't know if you had that on your chalkboard, but we've had it for a while around here. We just have we have had it for a while around here. Um, Thune's been doing this from the get go, you guys. He's got to be on the payrolls of the DEMS, the DEMS, like many rhinos are, even in our state, even in our state, which is Mississippi if you're tuning in from somewhere else. But it's true. It's extremely true, ladies and gents. No, no lie. Straight Talk 104.3. Straight Talk. Unleashed Media at Unleashed Talk. Real talk. I don't put that up for a joke. Joe Davidson's tuning in. The original MAGA. Good morning. Cynthia Mitchell Phillips. Good morning. Stephen. Good morning. Jonathan. Good morning. These are also restream comments. Good morning to all of y'all from the different platforms. Thank y'all for joining me bright and early, 6:48 Central Daylight Time in the morning. I put a teaser flyer up last night. See you early. See you then. See you early. I'm here, and it's early. And it's a Wednesday, April 22nd, hump day. Got some blue plate specials for you over at Cypress Point Resort. Today on Wednesday's a club sandwich, the original big boy stack club sandwich. It's not a regular club sandwich that you're thinking about. With fries. Tomorrow, Thursday, spaghetti day, baby. Who doesn't love some great homemade Southern style spaghetti with a side salad? And top it off with some garlic bread on a Thursday. Friday's the red beans and rice, which they're fantastic. And I'm a red beans and rice person. I will let you know if they're not, and they are. With the salad for the side. That's just the blue plates at Cameron's Garage. Does include all of the buffet during the day at Cypress Point Resort. And then, of course, the restaurant at the Steakhouse Tavern and the weekend specials coming up and all the other stuff. It's just the bakery, the takeaway, the takery. Take stuff home with you from the fantastic Geneva. The meat market, get you some fresh cut meat, baby. It's always GOOD, my friends. The grocery store, the safari, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and feed the exotic animals. Take a ride. Get with the rock star Macy. She'll hook you up on all of that for sure. You can go to the front counter at Cypress Point Resort, get the food for the animals. Take your vehicle, sign a waiver, or jump in one of the Cypress Point Resort Jeeps, or take a tour. Take a pull along tour. So, 0% of Iran's economy 0%. 40% of their economy right now, like we mentioned earlier, that's why I mentioned it earlier. 40% of Iran's economy has just vanished. You may not think 40% is a lot, but according to Dr. Steve Turley, what we are talking about early is the truth.
Have to understand that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, is not a military in any conventional sense. The IRGC is a parallel economy with soldiers attached. They control somewhere between 30 to 40% of Iran's entire economic apparatus. So we're talking construction companies, telecommunications networks, oil extraction contracts, banking institutions, ports, airports, you name it. The IRGC owns this like 30, 40% of Iran's economy.
So, like I said, they run the banks, they run everything, and they're terrorists. This is Hezbollah and other groups. That's what they call their government at this point because their actual anybody that had any common sense has been wiped out, and they didn't have any common sense either. So their leadership has been wiped out, which means 40% of their economy has been wiped out. So what's the end game here? What's the end game here? Well, it's not good news for them. Not at all. The end game is not good news for them. And this is a big internal fight with leadership or quote leadership, if you can call it that, who's in charge. The Iranian people are pretty clear that they want the United States help. The normal people, the civilians, the IRGC is the Islamic Republic regime safety net. It's exactly what it is. Call it for what it is. Was created by one of the Ayatollah supporters in case Iran's regular army defects, which has happened. It's happened. But, there are stories out there. Take it for what it's worth. Do your own research. Don't believe me. If you followed all the money, City of London and its connections and partners, aka the quote British Empire, this war will break their stranglehold on the global markets. 30 trillion in the past decade, creating a hidden global tax. Crazy, isn't it? Investigate that, my friends. Investigate that. That's all I can tell you. And last night, yesterday, Tuesday, the Virginia vote, Democrats are eyeing a 4-seat surge. 4 seats in the House after the Virginia voters approved a, quote, new gerrymandered to the max congressional map last night. This move creates a massive midterm hurdle for the Republican Party. They also well outspent the Republican Party with dark money. Of course, George Soros showed his evil head up in there, and so many more. Not affiliated with the state of Virginia, but affiliated with bankrolling the Democrat leftist parties. I mean, way outspent them. It's not even close. And the Republicans are supposed to have money. the hell's going on with y'all? What the hell's going on with y'all? Then we have to see the big congratulations from Barry Barack Hussein Obama. As he tweets out and puts on his social media, "Congratulations, Virginia." Just pathetic. Pathetic. We're also going to discuss what Obama did on our Way Back Wednesday segment coming up, and what Donald Trump, the President of the United States, posted out last night at 11:28 p.m. Eastern Time about just that, being Barack Hussein Obama, old Barry, whose Social Security is, for some reason, his Social Security number is tied to somebody else in Connecticut. Make it make sense, y'all. We were scammed, that's all. Admit it. Admit it. Hear from a couple of our sponsors. We're rolling up on the top of the hour, 104.3 FM. My name is Darrell Arnold. You've tuned into the unleashed, uninhibited, unapologetic, unleashed media at Real Talk with Darrell Arnold MS on Facebook. And we hope you join us each and every day.
If you or a loved one need reliable medical equipment, trust a name Mississippi has depended on for over 20 years. Mobility Medical, located right in Flowood, is your local family-owned source for mobility and home healthcare solutions. From power wheelchairs and scooters to lift chairs that help you relax in comfort, they've got everything you need to stay independent and live better every day. Need help at home? Mobility Medical offers hospital beds, tables, and essential supplies, and more. What sets them apart? It's their personalized service. Their experienced team works one-on-one with you to find the right equipment. Serving all of Mississippi and beyond with in-store support and delivery options available. Mobility Medical, helping you move better, live better, and stay independent. Visit them today in Flowood or call to learn more.
The City of Pearl invites you to the free Pearl Day concert featuring Daughtry. Saturday, April 25th, Trustmark Park in the northern parking lot with special guest Hinder. Gates open at 5:30. For details, visit cityofpearl.com. Bring your lawn chairs and enjoy a great night of live music under the stars. No outside food or beverages allowed.
Mississippi, are you ready? The return of Spank the Monkey with their only appearance in the area at Cameron's Garage, May 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m., bringing you back the old days in the 90s. This is a show not to miss, with a bonus acoustic show on Sunday, May 3rd. Acoustic style. See you at Cameron's Garage. $10 cover charge starting at 6 p.m. May 2nd. Mississippi, are you ready? The return of Spank.
You are listening to WPBP 104.3 FM, The Pirate, Pearl, Mississippi.
All right, it is the top of the hour, 7 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time, Wednesday, April 22nd, rolling into the next hour, my friends. My name is Darrell Arnold. You've tuned into the Unleashed Media Network. We're at Unapologetic, Uninhibited, and we're unleashed this morning on this Wednesday. Hump Day. If you got a text message, please hit me up at 601 918 8409, 601 918 8409. Text message brought to you by Cypress Point. You heard the Cypress Point radio promo ad for Spank the Monkey on May 2nd. That's also the day of the Kentucky Derby. So we're going to have a Kentucky Derby party during the day. Of course, the race only lasts, a minute or two, but It's going to be a lot going on for Kentucky Derby. Get those hats ready, ladies. Get those dresses ready. Get all that ready. But to top it off, there's Spank the Monkey on May 2nd after the Kentucky Derby. You can't beat that. And then Spank the Monkey and stick around the next day and do a little acoustic Sunday afternoon show. That's May 2nd. Coming at you, Cameron's Garage, cypresspointms.com. And we also heard the promo commercial for Pearl Day coming up this Saturday at Trustmark Park with Daughtry starting around 8:45-ish, but opening the show, you know about the Lips of an Angel, right? Hinder will be opening the show at 7 p.m. start time. Gates open at 5:30, and here's the deal. FREE. FREE. Free concert brought to you by the City of Pearl. It's incredible, isn't it? Freaking incredible. Happy birthday to Nikki Evans, Angie Rogers, Corey, Brad Stevens, Cindy Huffman, April Barnes, Beth Clay, Wayne Martin. Yesterday, a big happy birthday to Derek Lefebvre, New Orleans, from the band Contraflow, Rock Show, NOLA, and so much more. Nikki Abraham Brantley, happy birthday yesterday. There's some birthdays coming up this weekend, too. You don't want to miss that at Cypress Point Resort / Cameron's Garage and the Tavern. Always birthday celebrations. The cool thing about it is, for the most part, people that do birthdays that I know of, they invite everybody. So it doesn't matter. Just come out and celebrate. Okay? Just come out and celebrate. So I finally watched this interview that I was wanting to watch, and it's so really good and kind of explain things in normal ways instead of the psychotic Candace Owens or the psychotic other end of the spectrum. It's the discussion of the, quote, woke right that are losing their minds right now. I mean, they're talking as much BS as the far left. And they have been just taken over, is what I'm trying to say. They've just been taking over. You can't go through X or some of the other social media platforms without seeing them. They're just taking over. And there's a show about Conceptual James is the guy's name online. And it makes some sense to me, okay? Because I'm not going to follow somebody who stretches it out and wears it out on the far left. And I'm not going to follow somebody who stretches it out and wears it out on the far right. I'm just not. The coalition guy is always going to be late to the party. Remember what I just said.
I agree the coalition guys are always late.
Yeah.
Of course. Charlie was late.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie was the great coalition guy of our time.
And bless him for his ability to see the best in everyone. It's an admirable
yes, bless
quality.
him. He saw the best in everyone.
But also
he
bad
helped
people.
bring us electoral victory in 2024 with that exact quality.
That's right.
But he also saw the best in some really sinister people.
Yeah.
Some people that Charlie thought were his friends. People that he literally died while defending have since his death revealed themselves to be not only as bad as the people that Charlie was defending against them said that they were, but in fact have proven themselves to be no friends of Charlie Kirk's.
Yeah.
It's a great tragedy that we've seen play out right in front of us. So I understand that about the coalition builders, and yet we have to have a team.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have a coalition. And you say, I like to use aggressive language to see which team people are on.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is not everyone has decided what
That's
team
right.
they're
You're
on.
right. You're right.
Sometimes people want to force the undecided into a camp
Yeah,
because it's better
absolutely.
to have them in the wrong camp and be able to fight them
Yeah.
than to have them. But you can't win doing that.
Bingo. Bingo. Jeremy D. Boring, ladies and gentlemen. That's the podcast. But Charlie Kirk was probably the greatest coalition person bringing it all together during our time on the earth. And like the gentleman said, God bless Charlie for seeing the best in everybody, because he really did. But he also saw the best in some people that were just, quite frankly, sinister. It's a great tragedy that we are seeing and have seen play out and playing out still in our lifetime. Just the truth. I think that both of the viewpoints right now kind of have a place. But what I don't think is the extreme on either side that don't know what they're talking about. They're just hating for clickbaits and clicks. But anyway, with all that being said, let's just say this. Charlie Kirk was a true evangelical Christian man. That's the facts. Shame on the quote that was supposed to be his friends, best friends, all of that. Psychopaths is what they are, who are doing their best every day for the exploitation of his name. Shame on you. Shame on you. We were talking about the state of Virginia last night. Redistricting, rigging, because that's all it is, rigging. We got to hope the Supreme Court or the court takes this up. Here's a quote from Governor Tate Reeves for the state of Mississippi this morning on Wednesday. He said, Governor Glenn Youngkin is right. The Virginia Supreme Court should recognize that this, unfortunately, brazen political ploy for what it is. Tate Reeves went on to say, an attempt to disenfranchise millions of Virginians, all in an attempt to take power away from the people. Absolutely out freaking rageous. Yes. That's true. Virginians know that a 10-to-1 map, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it is. It's a 10-to-1 map. It's not Virginia. Glenn Youngkin, because Virginia has this weird thing where a governor can only have one term. So anyway, he's the former governor. He said, I urge the Virginia Supreme Court to rule against this unconstitutional, because it is unconstitutional, process that will disenfranchise the millions of Virginians. Yes. 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 And we all know, and we've been knowing for years, some of us anyway, the media is 100% the enemy of the American people. don't come away with, oh, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. And has been. Nothing new. Yep, David Hall just texted saying the same thing. Good morning, Darrell. Real sorry to say Virginia's gone. Yes. As of now, it's definitely gone. As of now, it is 100% gone, done, finished. Anything to get back at Trump, anything to get back at anybody that's not on board with the far liberal lunacy ideology. Really, that's what it all comes down to. Anybody that's not on board with that, they're going to get rid of you, make you unimportant. They feel vindicated by lying to their own people. They feel vindicated by cheating. They feel vindicated by breaking the Constitution just to get their way. At the same time, they're wetting the bed because they're panicking. Nick Shirley, God bless that guy. He has been blowing up California, before that, blowing up Minnesota, blowing up all of these fake hospices, all these fake businesses that have been getting millions of dollars from taxpayers. They're not real businesses. They're Somalian ran in some case. Well, he's finding out that some of the ones now in Los Angeles are the freaking Russian mob. And yes, this young fella needs to be very careful. He needs to be very careful. I was watching a couple of pieces on him yesterday. Nick Shirley says that the large fraud networks in America are ran by Armenian and Russian mobs. Stealing from the American taxpayers. Well, Nick Shirley, I hate to tell you, that's been going on a very, very, very long time, especially in Los Angeles area. But he says they are definitely much more sophisticated and professional than the, quote, Somalians. Yes, they are. Somalians' IQ is mega low. Mega low. He says they keep things in the background. Now, on a different note here, as the more and more this young fella does these investigations, the more and more dangerous it is. Okay? The more and more he does these investigations, the more and more danger it is. I mean, this guy's a kid, y'all. He's risking his life every day with these mobs, these criminals, these networks that are stealing money from all of us.
This is Russian mob that's
Yes,
running this.
Russian and Armenian. So I stroked the Armenians, apparently. The Russians actually got a hold of somebody who knew my mom and said they called, and then that person then called my mom and said, the Russian mafia wants me to tell you to make sure Nick doesn't come poking around our fraud. Like, that's not a joke. We were driving in LA. I was working on a separate video. Somebody called my mom, and she apparently knew some people in that, and she had my mom's phone number. She called my mom and said, the Russian mafia wants to make sure to let you know to have Nick not come snooping around our businesses.
How's that?
Wow. Yeah. Wow. He is on dangerous grounds, ladies and gentlemen. We've all seen the movies. It's never exactly like the movies, but it's really close, y'all. In this case, it's really close to the movies. So I mean, I'm not saying he should still, of course, expose them. He should. And why shouldn't the freaking FBI, which they could be, and the DOJ investigate them? I mean, because now a citizen journalist, of course, is being threatened while he's uncovering fraud every day. We want to hear about the FBI arresting the hundreds of people stealing billions of dollars of tax money. Again, we want some perp walks. We want some perp walks. But the Armenian and Russian fraud rings are running sophisticated scams. They always have been, especially in California. Stealing billions. When someone gets too close to them, you think they care about threatening that person's mother? Because, by the way, Nick Shirley's mom is his camera person. She's the one holding the camera during all this. I see a message that says, hey, I'm a Russian American citizen who has lived for many years here, but also lived many years in Russia. I am inclined to believe that Nick Shirley did, in fact, stumble into a mess. This is a bit more lethal than the idiot Tim Waltz and the Somalians in Minnesota. We all like what Nick is doing. I'm all for it. But if the Russian/Armenian hands are involved, there's a real lethal, keyword lethal, risk involved for Nick and his family, because it falls into Russian organized crime. That's correct. Get this boy some protection. Get this boy some protection. We're coming up on the break. It is 104.3 FM. It is The Pirate. It's also restreamed to Facebook. Get Unleashed Media at Darrell Arnold MS. Unleashed Media and Promotion. We're also Rumble, YouTube at Unleashed Talk with Darrell Arnold, 2 R's, 2 L's. Wednesday, April 22nd, we are bringing it to you unapologetic and uninhibited, because we are the Unleashed Media Network. And of course, my name is Darrell Arnold.
Don't forget to check out Cypress Point Resort. Memories are made at Cypress Point. Close to home, yet it feels miles away. At Cypress Point, you can truly get away from it all. You can step back to a simpler time, yet enjoy all the amenities of today. Cameron's Garage is a sports bar and music venue. There's a lunch buffet every day inside Cypress Point. They also have a steakhouse and the Tavern. The Tavern is a quaint little place with live music Wednesday through Saturday. And of course, you've got the Safari Park and Petting Zoo. Don't forget about all the event halls, including the Wedding Chapel and so much more. That's Cypress Point Resort, located at 874 Hollybush Road, Brandon, Mississippi. Contact them at 601-829-1101 or at cypresspointms.com.
The City of Pearl invites you to the free Pearl Day concert featuring Dog Train. Saturday, April 25th, Trustmark Park in the northern parking lot with special guest Hinder. Gates open at 5:30. For details, visit cityofpearl.com. Bring your lawn chairs and enjoy a great night of live music under the stars. No outside food or beverages allowed.
Every program in the Next ecosystem is designed to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go, in technology and in life. Mississippi Coding Academies is a nonprofit that bridges the digital divide delivering accessible, affordable, and life-changing technology education across the globe. Funded by grants and donations that are truly making an impact at home and abroad. Learn coding, cybersecurity, and so much more with locations around the state of Mississippi. Go to mscoding.org today and go to your next level.
Wake up in the morning. Welcome back to the Unleashed Media Radio Show and live stream with your host, Darrell Arnold.
We on fire!
We are definitely on fire. It is definitely hump day. Yes, it is hump day, ladies and gentlemen. 7:22 a.m. in the morning, Central Daylight Time on Wednesday, April 22nd. Do it. Thanks for joining us. Oh, my goodness gracious. We were talking about Nick Shirley. The dude's pushing it, y'all. Like what he's doing. Just hope he's got a security team. Somebody needs to be protecting this kid because he is still a kid. He still is a kid. Somebody, not going to mention their name and never heard of Pickens County, South Carolina. I know where Pickens, Mississippi is, the town. But Pickens County, South Carolina, it is a career criminal, drug addicts, dealers, citizen, business owner, higher-ups, corrupt cops, representatives at Lindsey Graham. They are misusing funds meant for the government, billions after billions. We prayed Nick Shirley would come to Central in Pickens County, South Carolina. I don't know where that is, but damn. I don't know where it is, but darn. That's a lot going on. That is a lot going on. Maybe you should contact the Nick Shirley team. You never know. He might just come to your neighborhood or our OUR neighborhood. But why are we tolerating this? All these scams and all this money grab and all this stealing from the taxpayers, Somalians and the fake businesses in Los Angeles and the Armenians and the fake businesses, or the white people, whoever in the hell it is. Doesn't matter. Your color of your skin. It does not matter. This is our money that we earn. So why are we doing this? And Lauren sent in a question. Great question this morning, Lauren, on a Wednesday. Here's the question that just begs to be asked, in my opinion. Is there any nation on earth that is not trying to fleece the United States of America? That's a darn good question. Thank you. It is the empire versus the millennial falcon. What side are you on? I'm on the side of righteousness and the continuation, and of course, God's blessed, unique plan for our nation and my life and your life. That's what I'm for. You know, that's what I'm for. Should we also ask, though, just putting that out there, should we also ask this? Is there any government on the earth that's not trying to fleece the United States citizens? I think that's a good question, too. working in the real productive economy, including our own Fed, state, and local? It's a great question. Great question. But anyway, in my opinion, they're all jumping on board to fleece America, our allies, our enemies, all of them. In my day, it's called riding the coattail, baby. Ride the coattail. Happened in the music business. Saw it happen numerous times. Numerous times, of course. Ride the coattail, baby. It's been happening since the beginning of time. The beginning of time. Everybody wants their 15.5 seconds of fame. It just is what it is. And it's factual. We're going to 100% back that up. You know why? All you got to do is look in the history. You don't need books for that either. You don't. You do not need books for that at all. Okay, I said we were going to talk about the way back Wednesday. Not that far back, but don't think that I forgot, because I will never forget. And I hope you don't either. I hope your kids don't. I hope your grandkids don't. And I hope it goes down in history. I hope all of this will be remembered. The President of the United States put a social media out at 11:48 p.m. last night, right before midnight. President Trump dropped the powerful video/audio on Truth Social. And the message is crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen. There is now irrefutable. I know you're tired of hearing about it, because me too. But there is now irrefutable evidence that Barack Obama was the spearhead, period, of the seditious conspiracy back in 2015 and 2016. We know that. But let's just play what Donald Trump posted last night, just for your memory.
Should shake every single American in their shoes. I hate to say this, but President Barack Obama, there is now incontrovertible evidence that he was the spearhead of a seditious conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government back in 2016. We must, absolutely must, hold every one of these criminals accountable for the crimes that they committed. They are the most heinous crimes committed in American history. James Comey, John Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Biden was in the meeting in July 28th in the Oval Office. They briefed Barack Obama on Hillary Clinton's plan to, quote, tie Trump to Russia collusion lies. It consumed our national discourse for 5 years. It undermined a sitting duly elected president. It sabotaged administration. It framed a three-star general. It destroyed and ripped this country apart. We had a constitutional crisis, the likes of which I don't think any American can fully comprehend. It is atrocious, and every single one of them must be held accountable.
You're darn right. One day, one could only hope. But don't ever forget, please, never forget. I had to throw that in on this way back Wednesday. That was a way back Wednesday. But today is a current Wednesday, which is April 22nd, ladies and gentlemen. Pressure is surging as of right now, as it should be. Pressure is surging to strike down the Virginia Democrats' new 10 Democrats to 1 Republican. That's so freaking ridiculous. Congressional gerrymandering map using the court system. Good. Real good.
Approving an overhaul of congressional districts that favor the left.
The outcome could have major national implications when the midterms roll around. Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with the latest for us. Maddie.
Hi, good morning. So the new map takes effect immediately. The plan changes Virginia from 6 Democratic and 5 Republican House districts to a 10-to-1 split. The 4 left-leaning seats that Dems could pick up would give them an edge in the midterms as the GOP tries to cling on to a tight House majority. The vote has reignited criticisms of hypocrisy on both sides. Democrats say the redistricting effort is necessary to counter President Trump's push for GOP states to redraw their maps. Former President Obama saying, "Congratulations, Virginia." Republicans are trying to tilt the midterm elections in their favor, but they haven't done it yet. Thanks for showing us what it looks like to stand up for our democracy and fight back. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, who once spoke out against partisan gerrymandering, is defending the effort in her state. She says, as we watch other states go along with those demands without voter input, Virginians refuse to let that stand. We responded the right way at the ballot box. Spanberger says the move is temporary, but it is expected to last until at least 2030 when the new census happens. The vote's not exactly a landslide. Check this out. The yes vote has a narrow lead of about 3 percentage points. Former Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin suggests that shows how divided folks are about this issue. He says the race was much closer than the left expected because Virginians know a 10-to-1 map is not Virginia. I urge the Virginia Supreme Court to rule against this unconstitutional process that will disenfranchise millions of Virginians.
Yep. This needs to be dealt with. Like I said earlier, it's not only cheating, it's unconstitutional what they did. It's unconstitutional. Literally. All joking aside, it really is. And Virginia's not a blue state. Obama and his Soros buddies bought these seats. Of course they did. Bought and paid for. Very late mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots. The usual scam. We got to get rid of this crap, y'all. We have to. If we want our country to make it, we got to. It may be too late. Maybe too late. Democrats have been getting away with this scam way too long. Way, way, way too long. Way too long. But lately, some of the, quote, GOP, they're just big scaredy cat. They're big scaredy cats. Okay? It's the trickle-down effect. Republicans have some scaredy cat leaders right now, which in return makes the Republicans, scaredy cats, for lack of a better word, if you know what I mean. Nothing will change until we get some strong leadership in there, and we have some, but we got to get more. And we got to be on the same side, y'all. We have to be on the same side. We do. And where was all the pressure from the GOP in Virginia before this happened? Where was it? They sat on their hands. They sat on the couch. They already took away Virginia's presidential vote. Now what else are they going to take away for those people? Well, again, stop sitting on your hands. Do something about it. Vote. Get involved. Run for something. Do something. It's our only way out. in any state, in any county, commonwealth, whatever, parish, whatever it may be, whatever it may be. Morning to Angie, Jesse Vaughn. I'm on the side of the American people, period. Never with Trump and his minions. I'm tired of seeing the people struggle for him only to fill his greedy agenda. Jesse, good morning. You have the right to your opinion. Thanks for coming in. I don't agree with it, but good morning. Yancey, good morning. Lori Tillman, good morning. Thanks for the pushback, too. Both sides, ladies and gentlemen. Both sides. And in many ways, both sides are getting screwed. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is my savior. I'm saying he's your president and mine. That's what I'm saying. I don't worship a man or a woman or a person. So we can disagree and still be buddies. I know every single radio personality, podcast personality, cable news, app news, whatever. I know that everybody's going to be on top of the story this morning. So, of course, I can't leave it out. But I want y'all to remember back just a little bit. Remember back to 2017, for example. Or you can remember back a long, long time ago. A long, long time ago. The Southern Poverty Law Center. These fools have been around a long time. Paying for stuff related to the KKK, stuff related to whatever group, left or right. They just want people fighting. But the acting AG, Todd Blanche, reveals that the Southern Poverty Law Center paid to help stage the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017, which the leftist media used against President Trump for years and years, up until now, still use it against him. And they have now been indicted. But that's not all they've been indicted for. 11 indictments, I believe. Another massive leftist hoax was that Charlottesville thing. We're going to be talking about that to probably end out the show because there's so much information involved with it. So please don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. We're going to be right back with you. Stick around because it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming. It's big news. It's 7:40 in the morning now.
If you or a loved one need reliable medical equipment, Trust and Name Mississippi has depended on for over 20 years. Mobility Medical, located right in Flowood, is your local family-owned source for mobility and home healthcare solutions. From power wheelchairs and scooters to lift chairs that help you relax in comfort, they've got everything you need to stay independent and live better every day. Need help at home? Mobility Medical offers hospital beds, tables, and essential supplies, and more. What sets them apart? It's their personalized service. Their experienced team works one-on-one with you to find the right equipment. serving all of Mississippi and beyond with in-store support and delivery options available. Mobility Medical, helping you move better, live better, and stay independent. Visit them today in Flowood or call to learn more.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Ready? The return of Spank the Monkey with their only appearance in the area at Cameron's Garage, May 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. Bringing you back the old days in the 90s. This is a show not to miss, with a bonus acoustic show on Sunday, May 3rd. Acoustic style. See you at Cameron's Garage. $10 cover charge starting at 6 p.m. May 2nd.
All right, May 2nd. Also, Kentucky Derby will be having a party at Cypress Point, Kentucky Derby style, on May 2nd. And then to top the night, I'll put the icing on the cake, bringing back all the memories of the Res and other places. Spank the Monkey. May 2nd. Coming up, not this Saturday, but the next, but this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, is the big Pearl Day extravaganza, which starts early in Pearl Park all day long, moving on over to the big car show and all the great stuff that happens at Trustmark Park, in the parking lot of Trustmark Park. And then the gates open for the big concert at 5:30 p.m. on the north side. And that will be Hinder starting at 7 p.m. Ending the night at 8:45 p.m. will be the Daughtry concert. So it's Hinder and Daughtry, or Daughtry and Hinder. You can't beat it. You know why? It's a free concert, ladies and gentlemen. It is a free concert brought to you by the city of Pearl, Mississippi, 104.3 FM, The Pirate. And I'll be there. And I hope to see all of you there. I hope to see every single one of you there. We had an absolute blast there last year with Bret Michaels. And we intend to have that same blast this year for sure with Hinder and, of course, Daughtry. And both of those bands have had a huge year, big time. So all over the radio, all over the alternative radio, all over the Spotify, Apple, and all the other platforms. Okay, so make it out. Do it. We were just talking about the 2017 Charlottesville thing and the hoaxes that are going on right now. But the FBI Director Kash Patel and Todd Blanche did a couple of mic drops yesterday. And good for them. Good for them. Acting director, like I said, the AG Blanche, they announced a grand jury has indicted the leftist NGO Southern Poverty Law Center on 11 counts, y'all. This is massive. This is massive. This changes everything that we've been going after for decades. The SPLAC said they were fighting white supremacy, but really they were manufacturing the extremism by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. Crazy, isn't it?
Good afternoon. Today, a few minutes ago, in the Middle District of Alabama, a grand jury returned an 11-count indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. According to the charges in the indictment, the SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups and conducting research to inform law enforcement groups with the goal of dismantling these groups. As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. The indictment describes this conduct in detail, but one troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in the death of 1 person and injured dozens more. This particular person being paid by the SPLC allegedly received approximately $270,000 over the course of 8 years. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front. Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to.
Gotcha. Great job, ladies and gentlemen. Great job. In fact, the SPLC's hypocrisy is now on full display. We got the receipts. We got the indictments. The Southern Poverty Law Center is one of the most hateful entities on the planet. This is exactly what they needed and what they deserved, of course. It was all manufactured. A lot of us already knew that. We've been talking about it for years. Okay? Years. Some people were slow to recognize the pattern, I guess. But this is what a lot of us concluded literally a couple of decades ago. Slowly but surely, these people are getting taken down. There's no arrest and no perp walks. But once it gets out there in the open, it just goes from there. And then, of course, Kash Patel was sitting in at that particular press conference yesterday, and he pummeled a reporter in a fiery moment because Look, man, they're telling straight up lie. I mean, literal lies. Did you drink? Do you drink? Do you have a certain amount of alcohol? I mean, anything. But Cash Patel's fed up with it. I know the American people, I know the MAGA people, and I know the common sense people are tired of these ridiculous liberal reporters. Gotcha. Just looking for clicks.
After you were unable to log into the system.
Let's have a survey. How many of you people believe that's true? Hang on.
Did you communicate?
You
with
asked the
anyone?
question. Let me answer it.
No, let me.
No.
Did you communicate with anyone that you thought you were fired after you were unable to log into?
The problem with you and your report, don't cut me off. You asked the question.
Straightforward question.
The problem with you and your baseless reporting is that is an absolute lie. It was never said. It never happened. And I will serve in this administration as long as the president and the attorney general want me to do so. And every time you guys report false lies, every time you guys raise baseless questions, when we are here to talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center's $3 million decade-long scheme to fraudulently fleece Americans, you are off topic.
Simple, straightforward question. Did you talk to anybody about whether you thought
The
you were
simple answer to your question is you are lying. And every time you do so, I've answered your question. It's simply as follows. I was never locked out of my systems. Anybody who says it,
lawsuit says the opposite. Your lawsuit contains-
anyone that says the
Your lawsuit-
opposite
your-
is lying.
The
Thank you.
lawsuit that you filed says that
Look,
directly.
man, stop. You're being extraordinarily rude. And I know maybe that's part of your profession, but please just stop. If you ask a question, he can answer it. And then wait, now you're interrupting me.
Oh, these freaking people. These people are crazy. Lord have mercy. Wow. Well, now Florida can add up to 5 Republican seats to more than cancel out the 10-1 gerrymandering map that passed over in Virginia. The special session is next week. Republicans' plan should be to go for broke in Florida. That's what their plan should be.
Compact districts, it's done in a way that makes a lot of sense. And the reality is if you look at like California, they're doing all this dog and pony show there now, saying, oh, Texas, we've got to combat Texas. California is one of the worst gerrymandered maps there is.
Exactly. Give them a taste of their own medicine. But back to the Cash Patel thing. They, of course, were saying that his email was hacked. He was locked out of his email. I mean, these are baseless BS. I mean, that's what it really boils down to. They were. And then the other one, which is going to be the second clip we play, which I was going to play first, but we'll play it second. Can you definitely and definitively say that you have not been intoxicated or absent during your tenure? He's got a $250 million lawsuit right now, going against the Atlantic for writing these fake stories. These fake stories, they're fake stories. This is the way that left media works.
To respond directly to the allegations in the Atlantic article that your unexplained absences created a national security risk. And beyond that, can you say definitively that you have not been intoxicated or absent during your tenure as FBI director?
I can say unequivocally that I never listen to the fake news mafia. And as when they get louder, it just means I'm doing my job. This FBI director has been on the job twice as many days as every director before me. What that means is I've taken half as many days off as those before me. What that means is I've taken a third less vacation than those before me. What that means is that this FBI with this Department of Justice has dropped the murder rate 20 points. What that means is this FBI with this Department of Justice has captured 8 of the top 10 most wanted fugitives in the world, twice as many as the Biden administration did in its entire 4 years. What that means is this FBI has seized enough fentanyl off the streets to kill 178 million Americans, a 31% increase. What that means is this FBI and this DOJ has arrested 43% more spies in 14 months than the entirety of the Biden administration. What that means is this FBI has seen a reduction in opiate overdose deaths up to 20% alone. What that means is that we have found 6,300 child victims, 6,300 families have their kids back. That is a 22% increase from the Biden administration. I'm on the job. I'm the first one in. I'm the last one out. I'm like an everyday American who loves his country, loves the sport of hockey, and champions my friends when they raise a gold medal and invite me in to celebrate. I've never been intoxicated on the job, and that is why we filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit. And any one of you that wants to participate, bring it on. I'll see you in court.
Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Bring it on. It's time that everybody, politician or not, everybody involved in politics, period, don't take any BS off of this fake media anymore, this fake news. I mean, really, just don't. Donald Trump busted the fake media out over 10 years ago. You all should know by now that they lie. They don't say, they say whatever they need to say. They don't say what you want them to say. They say whatever they need to say. Okay? It's just a fact, Jack. It is a 100% fact. You can like it or not like it, but it's still true. Still true. Thanks for having people in the group today disagreeing with me, even though I don't agree with them. Thanks for listening. And thanks for the people agreeing, or thanks for the people just listening, period. And of course, thanks to our sponsors, Cypress Point Resort, Mobility Medical on Lakeland Drive at the corner of Lakeland and Airport Road, mobilitymedicalinc.com. The next program, which by the way is grant-based, get out, take those classes. You can take them at home or you can take them at one of the academy campuses. AI, all that stuff, cyber technology, robotics, drone technology, mscoding.org, mscoding.org. Don't forget about all the live music shows coming up. And don't forget about all the events coming up at Cypress Point and the City of Pearl this Saturday, April 25th. The big concert and, of course, Pearl Day. And I hope to see all of y'all there. I really do. It's been a great day today, hump day. My name is Darrell Arnold, and I'm going to see you guys Friday morning, bright and early, 6:30 to 8 a.m. See ya.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hashtag unfiltered, hashtag unapologetic, America First Talk at its best. Where we party the right way. See you next time, or else.